Welcome to Rail Industry Connected. I'm Dan Clark, and in today's episode, I'm at the Yorkshire Event Centre in Harrogate. I'm speaking to those who are exhibiting and visiting at the Rail Infrastructure Networking event, which has been hugely successful over the last few years. I'll be speaking to them about why they attend the event, what opportunities it's brought them from a work-winning perspective, and also understanding some of the challenges that they're currently facing in the infrastructure sector at the moment and how they're planning to overcome those in the coming years. Kevin, we're here on the back of another fantastic edition of RIN. Why has it been such a success this year? Obviously, Harrogate being the first year that it's here, from being from York last year. Why is it such a success?
I think Harrogate this year has been successful because we've built up a massive, very loyal following for our RIN brand. These exhibitors and the visitors want value for money. They don't want to sit on exhibition stands for days and days on end with very few footfall. We work really hard to get the right buyers here. Harrogate really builds from the legacy of RIN York, where we had a few fantastic years, but this is a new venue. It's all on one floor. It's one big space. You can find people much more easily. We'd outgrown RIN York. The racecourse was great, but we'll be here to stay now for a good few years.
Obviously, over the last few years, especially after COVID, events, including rail events, saw a bit of a downturn in footfall, but RIN has grown from strength to strength over that time. What do you attribute to that success?
It's been hard to grow the RIN events brand really over 10 years. We started out really, really small, and to be honest, we didn't know everybody that we wanted to know in the supply chain. So we've built on those relationships over a long time there. We now have really, really strong loyalties with the tier one principal contractors. We have fantastic support from the likes of Amco Giffin, Murphy's, Stories, Octavius, Amy, Costain, and Network Rail themselves. I think Network Rail now recognise that this is the easiest way for them to meet and find new suppliers and new innovations. The whole industry is looking for new products, new services, green agenda, R&D projects, and we are the easiest way for those larger buyers to meet a greater proportion of the supply chain than any other event in the calendar in the year anywhere in the country. After COVID, we saw a massive uptake in demand. And that was due to better marketing of our events. We're now linked into, I think between all of our LinkedIn contacts, I think we've got something like 17,000 followers now. And I think after COVID, people wanted more value for money. They wanted to be very efficient with their time, and short, intense events with lots of buyers and lots of suppliers suits really their needs now. They know that we're a not-for-profit event, so they know they're getting really good value. And when people come here, they get free parking, free food, nice quality hot breakfast rolls, tea and coffee. It's everything that they need to fuel themselves up for a very intense 4 hours. I think there's a lot of startup businesses in the railway infrastructure industry that need to showcase what they do, and we are an affordable way for a railway infrastructure company of really any size. If they exhibit at our events, they know that well over 800 railway infrastructure companies are going to see their brand, their products, their services, so they can sell themselves to a wide range of the industry. If I take an exhibitor like Racine, that's an American business with permanent wave products. And we are the absolute backbone of their marketing strategy. They are reaching every corner of Network Rail, every corner of the major tier one principal contractors through our events. Without us, they probably would have only done the Rail Live plant show, which we actually love. It's a fantastic event in itself, but we offer something different. Big railway infrastructure brochure trade shows means they can reach much more people more easily for very little money.
As Kevin mentioned, organisations like Network Rail are using events like RIN to engage with the SMEs, and on the back of the launch of the SME strategy this week, I caught up with Network Rail's Philip Bennett, who's Commercial Director for the Route Services Division. For Network Rail, what does an event like RIN bring for you?
So it's a great opportunity to meet face-to-face with our suppliers, both current and potential in the future. Talk to them about what issues and problems they've had, show them how they can become suppliers for Network Rail. We can guide them to the right bits of our processes and really just get that engagement going and get a conversation that enables us to really forge better relationships and more productive relationships with our suppliers for all parties.
Network Rail released their SME strategy this week, looking at engagement with SMEs. Events like this really do help.
It absolutely does. We launched that updated strategy a couple of days ago, and it's really about bringing that to life, and part of our commitment in that strategy is indeed to be visible, to be available to our suppliers. So it's about really bringing it to life and making it real for those SME suppliers who maybe would see Network Rail as a daunting client, not quite sure how to approach an organisation of our scale. But it really, you're there, you're physical, you can talk to people and you can really guide them through that process.
And with such a busy control period coming up, what challenges do you see from a procurement perspective?
It's the challenges we always have. It's how do we get the maximum amount of value we can from the funding that we have. We're very fortunate we get to spend significant sums of money. We have a settlement for CP7 that gives us a 5-year continuity and commitment, but we've got to get best value for every one of those pounds that we spend. And so making sure that we structure the way that we procure goods and services and activity in a way that maximises that value, both for ourselves, but also for our supply community as well. We're very conscious that the money we spend, we're spending taxpayer money, and we want to get social value and social benefit with that for the UK, as well as the physical things that Network Rail is looking to get. So getting that value proposition right and doing that in a way that supports an effective supply chain, profitable, that is sustainable, is the real challenge for us.
And speaking to SMEs right now, what are you saying to them about working with Network Rail going forward?
I would absolutely be saying, please just keep talking to us, keep engaging, keep remembering that every organisation in the supply chain is different and they're all a valuable cog in the machine that makes the industry work and effective.
Alongside Network Rail, events like RIN also give Tier 1s, Tier 2s and SMEs chances to meet the buyer. I spoke to Monica Barbosa, who's Client Services Director at RSS Infrastructure, to find out why she uses Meet the Buyer events like this.
The Meet the Buyer is great. Yes, you get 15 minutes. I know it doesn't seem very long, but actually it's a great way to interact with Tier 1 clients, so people such as Network Rail, Department for Transport, the Tier 1s such as obviously Amy Rail, CONAS, Costain, they all attend the event, so it's a good 15 minutes, and then you can obviously organise a meeting afterwards, but it's quick, efficient, it's a brilliant event.
And how important is something like this to RSS?
It's really important to RSS. It's a really cost-effective way for us to get a message out there, what we're delivering. Our teams do sensational work across the country, so it's our job to ensure that everybody knows what we're delivering.
Above all else, events like this are here to help companies of all sizes win work.
So I'm Grant Bagley. I am the General Manager for Specialist Industrial Supplies, PPE supplier based in Glasgow.
And what is SIS?
So SIS is a PPE supplier. We buy in from over 30 different brands from around the world. We take those products in, we provide our own in-house branding and embroidery services, and then we ship them out to our clients that are based all over the UK.
And what value does an event like RIN bring to you as a business?
It's great for us. It allows us to network with potential current and future clients. It allows us to keep in touch with some suppliers that we maybe don't get the opportunity to see as much in person. So it's always great to see a smiley, friendly face that potentially could be a new client or previous.
Brilliant. In terms of RIN as a whole, how many have you been to now over the last few years?
This will be SIS's second event with RIN.
And have you won business on the back of that?
Yes, we have. It's been an amazing experience for us. We've managed to connect with a lot of new clients, some that have recently took some large orders with us and been quite a new addition to the SIS family.
Brilliant. And obviously as a PPE business, it's quite a smaller market, it's quite competitive. What challenges are you facing at the moment in terms of getting your name out there? What what would you tell people as well that you bring that's a bit different to infrastructure industry?
Well, one of the things that SIS is allowing us to step outside from our different competitors is the fact that everything is in-house, so we don't outsource to any third parties. Everything that you order from us is sourced within our business. Everything's branded within our business and it's all shipped direct to you. We don't rely on any third parties to get that product to you safely and timely manner.
Brilliant. Also, obviously, there's been quite a few changes to the PPE standards over the last year or so. How have you overcome that, and what's your what's your focus going forward for the next 12 months?
Yeah, so we've overcome those challenges. We keep very close ties on where the industry's changing, where it's moving forward, and we consistently adapt. Obviously, when the requirement for a higher standard garment comes out, we're on it straight away. We make sure our clients are aware of the standard and we let them know the reasons why that we upgrade those products for them.
We caught Kevin at the end where he talks about his plans for 2025 for RIN. So how can anyone looking to exhibit or visit get involved in 2025?
So the availability of exhibitor space is always on our website, it's kept up to date. The RIN London show will be in March. We have 25 exhibitor spaces left out of 150. RIN Derby will be in September, it's about half sold. And then shortly we'll open advertising, exhibiting for RIN Harrogate, which will be November 2025. And we've got exciting plans to grow the events even more. We are seriously looking at RIN Glasgow, where we've got fantastic support from the likes of Story, QTS, Amico, and Network Rail. So news on that to come. But we're really excited about launching our first Glasgow event, which for me, I think will complete the set. We'll cover the whole of the UK then. So for every SME infrastructure company, there'll be an affordable event for them to advertise their businesses in every area of the UK.
Watch this space. So that's a wrap for another RIN Harrogate. Absolutely fantastic to see more than 150 exhibitors here, more than 1,000 visitors. It's events like this that help companies to win more work, whether you're an SME, a tier 1, a tier 2. To see commercial and procurement team from Network Rail here, to see Transpennine route upgrade here. It's really important that these types of organisations are getting in within these types of companies, your SMEs that are coming up with the latest innovations to actually truly do the best thing for the railways. That was another edition of Rail Industry Connected. I hope you enjoyed listening this week, and I'll speak to you again next week.